Twin Creeks or Avery Ranch. Both of these are golf course communities in North Austin. Think Cedar Park, but they are not interchangeable. One is more private and prestige driven, and the other one is a master plan community with a lot of activity going on. Choosing the wrong one will frustrate you. By the end of this video, you will know which one is the right one for you and which one doesn't fit at all. Hi, I'm Nicole Cooper, and if you're looking for golf communities around Austin, you're in the right spot. You see, I don't just sell in these neighborhoods. I've walked all of these fairways and played the golf courses and know these communities inside and out, so I can help you figure out which one best suits your lifestyle. Now let's get started on this comparison between Twin Creeks and Avery Ranch. Before we get to the schools, the golf, the amenities, and all the good stuff, I need to show you where they are. Let's have a look in the map. As you can see here, they're just to the northwest of town, up the Highway 183 corridor. You head out a little bit towards the west and you get over here to Twin Creeks, go a little bit towards the right and you get over to Avery Ranch. Now, the biggest discrepancy between them once you get here for the overall neighborhoods are how they are kind of set within the big road system. So when you get out here to Twin Creeks, and I'm going to switch it to satellite view so you can see all this greenery, green space around the Twin Creek neighborhood. And when we hop over here to Avery Ranch, it's just house after house after house after house, and you can be up near this 183 corridor or Palmer Lane. Palmer Lane's also a big 4-lane highway, lots of traffic. So Avery Ranch, you're going to have a lot more cars driving through it, and Twin Creeks is more of like a destination. Once you get there, there's nobody that's literally passing through the neighborhood. So they're going to have different feels on the front end. The houses are pretty similar, and I'll show you some in a minute, but just the overall vibe of the neighborhood, Twin Creeks feels a little more exclusive, and Avery Ranch feels more connected with those inner highways. So both communities are going to be very similar in the style of homes, in the single family homes that are built. Think big brick exteriors, 2-story homes. But the main difference between the two neighborhoods is on the Avery Ranch side, it's a master plan community, and so it's much larger. And what that means is there's some options for condos, townhomes, and single family homes, whereas over in the Twin Creeks neighborhood, it's just the single family homes within the tight community. Of course, there are some other options nearby, but the Avery Ranch has it all within the one community. As far as pricing goes, in Cedar Park, overall, the median sale price is $580,000. At Twin Creeks, you're at $815,000, and then at Avery Ranch, you're at $650,000. So the reason Avery Ranch is a bit lower is two reasons. It's not a private club, it's only a semi-private club. And then at Twin Creeks, you don't have as large of a range of homes, so you're gonna have more homes on the higher end than that entry level, which you will find more at Avery Ranch. So let's have a look at two examples. This first home here, listed for $679,900, was built in 2005, just over 3,100 square feet. And this is that typical red brick I was referring to before. 2-story houses are probably going to be more common than the single story because you can fit more people in that 2-story on a similar size of land. This one hasn't really had much updating since it was built. You can see these kind of red tile colors are not on what we'd call today's trend, and this kitchen with this granite color, it just states it. It's from the early 2000s, and you know, that's what people were using back then. Now the trend is much more white and stark and sharp lines, maybe even some blue cabinetry. So that's our example in Twin Creek. Now we hop over here to Avery Ranch. Again, big 2-story home, brick exterior, listed for $620,000, a little bit smaller, 2,672 square feet, built in 2004. So these are built 1 year apart, and you can see similar design styles, though this one is a bit lighter on the inside. It still does have these, what I would call early 2000s colors in the kitchen, with these orange cabinets and the kind of the drab countertops there. Not white like we're seeing right now. So those are the typical styles of homes you're going to find in both neighborhoods. Now we get to talk about my favorite part, the golf. They're both 18-hole courses, and the main difference is the membership style. Twin Creeks is a private country club. Avery Ranch is a semi-private country club, and what that means is the public can play, or you can get kind of a certain style of membership. Think of it like a bulk discount. But when the public gets to play, that slows the course down a lot and it can get really packed at peak times. So first, let's talk about the Twin Creeks Country Club, about the golf there. It's a beautiful golf course. Freddie Couples design, big rolling hills, a lot of elevation change in the golf course. He actually tried to leave the land as it was and build the golf course inside what was already there. And instead of coming and taking bulldozers and raising it all like a lot of golf developers do, and then building it back with their vision. So he let the land itself determine the vision and the whole structure and things like that. So right here you can see you're teeing off from a little bit up elevation, down there below where you've got the golf cart, and then it's back uphill again behind that ball, or behind that shot. And you can see here with that golf cart path right there, it's hard to see the elevation change from this overhead angle, but if you look how they had to make a switchback for the golf cart path, that will tell you how high that hill is up above, and that's a par 3 coming down hitting to that green right there. Super cool. Very hard to club yourself because it's very far downhill and you always have the wind coming right across, so good luck. And lastly, they have these cool little creeks and streams that go throughout that add a lot of character. And then of course, look, Freddie left this tree right in the middle of the fairway to wreak havoc on you. But overall, it's a very, very cool course. I enjoy playing it every time I go. So let's talk membership. At Twin Creeks, it's $15,000 for the initiation fee, and then you pay your monthly dues from there. It's one of the best values in all around. In fact, it's our second cheapest country club in the Austin area. The other one that's the same price is Onion Creek, and then we have only one club with lower initiation fee, and that's River Place. I think they're at $12,500 right now, and then you have Onion Creek and Twin Creeks at $15,000. So it's a very good value. From there, the next cheapest club is $67,500, and it's even closed for renovation right now. So as far as initiation fees go, this is a really good value, and you can still get in the neighborhood in the 500,000. So you can be in a golf community with your initiation fee, real estate are in the 500,000s, and initiation at 15,000. This is not a gated community, neither of them are, but there is a gated portion in the Twin Creeks Reserve area, so those homes are going to be your $1 million homes, but overall it is not a gated community. Let's hop over to Avery Ranch. Overall, Avery Ranch is a lot flatter of a golf course. Right behind it here is the Brushy Creek Park, and that pond right there is about 60 acres. So you can take a small boat out there. We'll get to that more when we talk about the amenities, but Brushy Creek Park is a really, really beautiful place to go hiking and picnicking and things and all like that. Back to the golf. One of my favorite things about playing either course is the deer out there. However, I have always seen more deer at Avery Ranch than at Twin Creeks. They're just part of the nature out there, and it's really, you're not going to play this course without seeing deer unless you're just super, super unlucky. Look at that good looking buck right there. And this is the first hole here, a good little par 4. Again, they have 5 sets of tees, so you can play it as easy or as hard as you like. And this one here, if you hit a nice enough tee shot out there, you're going to have a short iron, maybe even a sand wedge in your hands hitting up to the first hole. So it's a very easy entry onto that golf course there. As far as the membership goes, it is semi-private. So if you want to buy a membership as a single person, it's $1,000 a month. And that allows you to get premium access to tee times. So you can make tee times 10 days in advance, where the public only gets to make them 1 week in advance. So you actually have an opportunity to get in there before the public. In addition, it will connect you with 2 other clubs, Terra Vista and Falcon Head. They're all owned by the same company, so your membership goes across those 3 clubs. Now, they have recently been purchased by another company, so we'll have to see if that stays throughout the rest of 2026 and going forward. But at the moment, Avery Ranch, Terra Vista, and Falcon Head are all tied into the same membership. With that $1,000 monthly, there's no initiation fee at Avery Ranch. So in a nutshell, to describe the communities, at Twin Creeks, golf is the center of attention, and at Avery Ranch, golf is just a part of the lifestyle. Now let's talk amenities. The main difference between the 2 communities is the amenities at Twin Creeks are tied to your country club membership, and then the amenities at Avery Ranch are just part of the homeowners association. So let's have a look at Twin Creeks first. This is a view of the clubhouse from the aerial view, obviously. This second story here is the backside of the patio and dining room, so it has a really beautiful view up high overlooking the panoramic hill country and golf course. And then you can see in the back we have the swimming pools there. This is a look at the actual dining room inside Twin Creeks. And here are the pools. So you can see to the right we have this kiddie pool area with the whale. It's got the twisty slide there. Over to the left we have the swim lanes, the adult swim areas. Here's a better look at that slide. And here's a closer look at those swim lanes. Out front here in this grassy area, that's where they have a lot of little social events. There's a fire pit out there. Just behind that is the fitness room and workout center. And of course they have tennis courts and pickleball areas. And I will leave you with this view from the back of the dining area where you sit out there and tally your scores and have a cocktail or maybe even a coffee in the morning. And if you look right back there in the distance, you can see that that's a cart path. So that's one of the holes up there on the top of the ridge. This gives you a little bit of an idea of how much undulation there is out there. And here's another view of the whole place. Now we talk about Avery Ranch. They have multiple pools, splash pads, tennis, playgrounds, very close to Brushy Creek. So here's one of the kids' playgrounds. Here's one of the pools with the amenity center, sand volleyball, another pool, another pool. So all of these amenities are going to be part of the Homeowners Association. And the Brushy Creek Trail is just to the back. If we come back to the map here, okay, so we're zoomed in on Avery Ranch here. It runs all the way over here from the 183 over here to the golf course, and this is that 60-acre lake over at Brushy Creek Park, and Brushy Creek Park is just across the lake, so you have a lot of trails, a lot of walking areas to go to, sports fields and things like that. But not to worry, same thing over at Twin Creeks, lots of trails and parks throughout, and look at all of this green space. You can go get out there and walk and do your mountain biking and all the things like that. You've got parks all surrounding it. You've got Queen's Bath right in the middle of it. So both of them have wonderful outdoor opportunities to be in the green space. Let's talk about the schools. If you have kiddos, this is going to be important to you. First of all, Twin Creeks falls in the Leander ISD, and that feeds to Cedar Park High School, all of Twin Creeks. Avery Ranch falls in the Leander ISD and the Round Rock ISD, and that will be Vista Ridge High School or McNeil High School. So you have to be careful which school your house feeds to if you're in Avery Ranch. You know, it could be kind of awkward if you're on that street where your kids are playing with the kids across the neighborhood or across the street, and they're going to McNeil and yours are going to Vista Ridge. So be very aware that the line cuts right through the middle of Avery Ranch, and you want to make the call at the last minute to make sure which side you fall on, because these boundaries do change over time. So let's look at the grades here though. Pretty even. Give you the quick view. Cedar Park High 92, Vista Ridge 93, McNeil 92. So no big difference there. The only real difference is the students per teacher. McNeil has a bit more. They're at 16.6 here, and you can see this total student enrollment's around 2650. If we go back over here, this one's just a couple hundred less, but their students per teacher are 15.3 at Vista Ridge, and the same at Cedar Park High School. They are 15.3 per teacher as well, and just a tiny bit smaller at 2155. So overall their grades are the same, and the students per teacher are the same at Vista Ridge and at Cedar Park High. Main difference is McNeil, they've got 16 students per teacher. So if that's important to you, that's something you're going to want to check out on the front end, and we have all those links and we can help you out figuring that out for your kiddos. So let's wrap this up with the overall energy and kind of the neighborhood vibe. At Twin Creeks, you're going to have a bit quieter streets, you're going to have less through traffic there, and the social life really centers around the club atmosphere. At Avery Ranch, it's going to be a bit more active. It's going to have a lot of hustle and bustle, people going in different directions, because golf isn't the main draw there. So overall, Twin Creeks is probably going to feel more polished, calm, intentional maybe. And Avery Ranch is going to feel a bit more lively and social, a bit more things going in every direction. So if you're a serious golfer, I'd lean over to Twin Creeks. If you just want to golf every now and then and have access to a really nice golf course, then I'd go Avery Ranch. You're going to save some money heading that direction. As far as the golf goes, you gotta be a little bit better to play Twin Creeks than Avery Ranch. It's just a little more forgiving at Avery Ranch. Now, it's still a great course. I still enjoy playing it, but the higher caliber of golf, you're gonna be over at Twin Creeks. Schools are pretty even, houses are pretty even, so really I think it's that golf or the club culture that is going to help you decide which one is for you. Let me know which one you like best. I'm super curious if you're drawn more to that kind of more secluded Twin Creeks or more that I have it a lot of more options over at Avery Ranch. And if you want to see some properties in either community, we can certainly help you with that. All you have to do is give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email, or set up a Zoom call, because we're always here to help you find the perfect home that matches your lifestyle. Until next time, be kind to yourself and others. I can't wait to see you around town.